I think film school is great for some people, but it's not for others. So that to me is like another way to go about it. If you want to learn how to make films, just go work and just you'll learn. So. Questions? Want to know why? Yes.
Yeah, you have the website 600films.com, is that right?
Yeah.
That's your production company?
Yes.
Okay. And have you made other films that pertain to the number 600?
No, I was calling myself a different name years ago, and I just think I kind of got tired of that production name, and I wanted to move on to something else. So what I just did with that is I wanted something to correlate to this movie, so it's easier to find if anyone's searching for it. But I just kind of like the name, the theme of it. So for now, until I change my mind again, I'm just gonna call myself that. So. Yeah, come on, Bern. Any questions for Bern? Anybody want to know why this girl running 600 miles per hour? I'll tell you, it was very, very weird. I woke up one very cold day in December, and I just had that dream of that girl running like that. And she was running in that very area, because I visited there years ago, and I loved the landscape so much, and I always wanted to shoot something out there, a big scope, but I didn't have any ideas. No, I woke from that dream, there it was. I was just like, I have to go out there and do this. So that's the genesis of the film. Yes?
It seems to me that it's maybe autobiographical.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, I was working in an office at that same very time, and I still work in an office to this day, and I hate it. It's like the worst thing ever. And yeah, I like to talk to girls at the coffee pot sometimes, and they don't talk to me back. But no, it's sure. There's obviously whenever you do anything, parts of your life creep into it. It can't be helped. But that's what makes it human, I think, and can help to kind of resonate with everybody else. But it's not strictly biographical, but there are parts. Yes. Yeah.
How'd you arrive at that green shirt for the big guy?
Okay, yeah, I know. Well, there's a big color scheme in the whole movie. Red, yellow, and green. It'll start off with the traffic lights, red, yellow, and green. And I put those colors in just about every shot somewhere. And then when you see her running, she's in red, there's green grass, and then there's yellow flowers. So I just followed those colors throughout the whole movie. And now, so, obviously he needed to be wearing something to fit that scheme. But also, I only had one day to shoot everything that you see in that alley. And it takes hours to set up with a big camera like that and to light it and whatnot. And we were in that alley for, I think, 16 hours. Yeah, long day. But I needed every second of that 16 hours to get all the shots that I needed. So for me, it was also easier to have him in the same shirt every day, because if you had to keep changing wardrobe, then it's harder to get all of these shots to match up for the days. It would have been very difficult. So that's both reasons why.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
How do you cast? Are these friends and family?
Yeah, a lot of them. I did hold an audition. I met Vern here that I'd never met before, and I just held an audition, put it on. You got it on that website, right? Didn't you? I was wondering about it.
Through my agent.
Through his agent? All right. I didn't know that. Yeah, I just put a posting on like a casting agency in Omaha, Nebraska, and that's where I found him, a big guy, Mary, the naughty girl, and yeah, and then the girl who runs 600, she came from different places. I couldn't find anybody I liked for that part, so she's all over the place. But she was living in like Minneapolis for a little while. She came to do it, so she's got some experience. She's good.
And there are a couple people that show up a couple times.
different sections. So what I did is, section 1 over here, you're gonna be here for 4 hours. Section 2, you're gonna be here for 8 hours. Section 3, really good friends, 12 hours. And so I shot all the wide stuff first so you could get everybody, and then focused in on the close-ups of this group, move on to this group, then move on to that group. So and that's just silly things you learn when you work on movies. But it's invaluable stuff to know, to organize it. So yeah, people are good about it. If you ask somebody to be in a movie, they don't say no. So it's nice. Did you want to have a question?
Yeah, well, it's sort of a joint question. I was intrigued for some reason by the puddle in the alley, and I was wondering if that was an artistic decision.
No, I'll tell you, this is the greatest thing too, because it was so hot. That was in August, and it was like 105 degrees days, every day of the week. And I was like, oh crap, we're gonna be out in this alley all day. This is really gonna stink. The day before, we shot in the office in the break room, and we had the windows all, masked off and lights blaring through those because we couldn't see, but it rained for like 48 hours solid. It just rained and rained and rained and rained. And I was like, oh man, I'm so glad we're not out in the alley because we're supposed to be in the alley the next day. And then, it cleared up like that morning, and it was like a 72-degree day, cloudy and cool, and that puddle was just there from all that rain. But yeah, since we shot all of it in one day, but it goes over 5 days, that puddle's still there. So I'd like to say I meant it to be there, but it has no meaning really.
Well, for me, it tied in really nicely with this sort of motif of water, with her tears, and also the end with her.
Thank you.
And the,
Yeah.
pun.
Right, the pun.
She's sort of an act of purification.
Yeah, I am going for that, for sure. And I did that too with the pump, like she does 3 pumps as to symbolize the 3 times that Mary left the coffee pot empty, but it's at the 3, but these are all funny things. So. There's lots of that in there, but it's fun to find. But I'll tell you this, I don't think I've ever told this to a crowd before, because I don't like to, I want somebody to see this once, but nobody ever has. When I was talking about the color scheme with the red, yellow, and green, I do that with Mary's coffee cup. On the first day, her coffee cup is green. On the second day, it's yellow. On the third day, it's red. Just to kind of keep that theme going, but it's, yeah. Yes?
I found the array, the neckties comical.
Yes.
The straight lace,
Yes.
the actor, the
there's...
neckties that stood out.
I went to every Salvation Army and Goodwill around town to find the most absurd and unusual ties that I could find, and that's where I got all of those. But the idea around that was kind of similar to the green shirt that he was wearing every time, because it was just so hard to one day to do all of this. So I needed him in the same suit every single day. But I like characters that are in suits, but they're failures at the same time. It's a contradiction I like. So that was a way to make it easier for me to shoot, have him in the same suit, so I wouldn't have to worry about his wardrobe changing all the time. And then the ties just came in as an idea to transition day to day to day to day. Because I get bored with it. Now it's Tuesday coming up on the screen. So that to me was just those tie racks. I don't understand why anybody would have their ties on one of those. So that was my way to kind of mock the tie racks too. Anybody else? Want to talk to her? Want to talk to... Anybody, a filmmaker here, making movies here? Yes? What's your movie? Okay. When does that show? Let's get you some support here. Oh, never mind. Tomorrow at 8 o'clock? And which theater? Which screening room? Okay, cool. We'll be here. Anybody else? No? Thank you so much and feel free